G'day. Alright, so today's video is in connection with the video above it here, which I just shot. I just shot organic portal signs you are, or you dealing with, an organic portal. And so today's, well, not today, it's the same day, but this video, an hour later, that I'm doing now, is relative to this video above it, okay? So these are all different videos, by the way. These are video titles. This is the video title for right now, the video you're watching, and it's relative to this video above it, okay? So basically I'm taking off from this video where I went through this little list that I just thought of out the top of my head, so to speak, or off the top of my dome, and I wanted to like sort of go straight from that video into this. This video actually up here connects to my video organic portal definition, defining what is an organic portal, which is like the template where in this video I went into like colouring in between that template's lines, or the outline of the drawing, and this one I went in to colour in. And in this one, I mean, it's just connected to this, okay? So, right. So, organic portal signs you are an OP, or spiritless person, soulless human. I don't expect many, if any, organic portals to even question if they're a spiritless human or soulless human. It's like, well, the first point I was going to put here is thinking for self, and it is relative to that. It's like they don't think for themselves, and they have like a default view. And look, we do say that they're, everyone in this movement, we all agree they're part of a hive mind, and it's a 2D group soul. 2D refers to second dimensional, and spirit dimensions relative to the 10th dimensional, 12th dimensional dimension model, not of science of the 1, 2, 3 dimensions with that 4th hyperdimension, which is just crap. No, we're talking about like spiritual dimensions, which seem to have much more faculty in your life. They're much more encompassing than a little line, one dimension, the second dimension is that way, third dimension is, going the other way, and then the fourth dimension is like a hypercube, says science. Yeah, no. That's not the dimensions we're discussing, and that's like child's play, those dimensions. It's like a monkey sit there going, one dimension, two dimension, or the third dimension must be the other way, and then fourth dimension is you look at them all. Anyway, it's upsetting how simple some people are. There's another point, simplicity. Organic portals are very simplistic, so if you're, let's go back to the first point, but if you're questioning if you're an organic portal, you're most likely not, and I almost certainly think that you're not going to be, and that you're actually a souled human or individual spirited human. So, just for questioning, you get brownie points with the universe. No, I mean, not jokingly, if you're, questioning whether you are an organic portal, you're already basically thinking for yourself, and I just really don't think any organic portal is going to seriously sit there and meditate on whether they are an organic portal. Do you see what I'm saying? That they can't even meditate. They don't meditate, they go blank. And so your goal in meditation is not always blankness. Yes, you're trying to blank out the monkey brain for shizzle. Yes, for sure. But it's not that you're trying to attain some state of blankness, because please, what would happen to the universe then? Just it would be total stagnation, which is a darkness asset and formality and fundamental nature of darkness. It's the light that pushes forward, light is the evolutionary aspect, and so on. So if you're already meditating on whether you're an organic portal or not, you're most likely not, and I'll almost certainly say that you're certainly not, if any of that made sense. So, simplicity, they're very simple. They definitely will not meditate properly anyway, and I have a video already called Soulless Meditation, Meditation Without Epiphanization. So that doesn't need to be spoken on too much more. Just suffice to say that if they meditate, it's kind of like they only get to the blank state. They don't get to epiphanies, which is where I get to when I meditate, because I'm going higher dimensionally and going within. I'm actually going within. What all the organic portals doing while meditating is quietening the monkey brain, then that's it. Quietening their organs, if they're lucky, because your organs contribute to your thinking. That's why they're probably called organs, like a musical organ. They channel the cosmic music. Anyway, so another sign you're an organic portal is if you meditate and you never have a cosmic thought. We call it a cosmic thought. I think that's the best way I'm going to explain it. I don't want to get all deep into cosmic thinking and the cosmic trigger and Wu-Ji force from Taoism and all this. But so that via their thinking, you can see, if you're an organic portal or if they are an organic portal. Via the simplicity, definitely, and up here I put negative because the Merkaba bar downward spinning, so I'm not just... Go look at the video. Materialism, YOLO, out to go, okay? Then, so they're thinking, the simplicity, the meditative aspect. Now, what else? Yeah, really, this might lead me on to the next point. They really don't think for themselves. They'll think with society's thoughts. Is it right for me to do so-and-so action? If you have that thought, if you think to yourself, one day you're sitting on the couch, you're like, is it right for me to go out right now and go buy a bag of weed and smoke cannabis? Is that correct of me to do? That thought is a societal thought. The truer cosmic thought would be, maybe something along the lines of this. I feel like discovery today. I feel like going to discover some inner realm. I'm going to go buy a bag of cannabis. That would be less of an organic portal way to go about it, you see? So there's differences. They're definitely different. Look, we all have a body, and so we all have similarities to organic portals, because essentially we are all a portal that is made of organic matter, and that's why we call them the soulless, spiritless humans organic portals, yeah? That's why I use this terminology, because I used to call organic portals societals, I used to call them sleep walkers, and all that, zombie people, etc. But I found the best moniker is organic portal. It's the best nomenclature you can get because it's the highest tier. It encompasses all the rest of what I just mentioned, like they're societal, or they don't think for themselves, or blah blah blah. So I don't know, that's why I go with the word organic portal, because it seems to me the best nomenclature. Now, in a way, we all have a monkey mind and a monkey body, and we all are, in a way, organic portals. We all are channels of some sort of universal energy. But what we say about organic portals is, and how to distinguish them, is that they are very much channeling the negative stuff. Now, we're not talking about dark channelings from Orion Nebula or Orion star system or whatever. We're not talking about Zeta Reticuli stuff, all that negative, that weird shit that they come out with, and all the half-truths and all the dark sort of standpoints that are relative to those aforementioned sort of alien type energies. I'm more talking of negative in the way of energy, so it can be those things, but organic portals don't channel. They're not one to do automatic writing and suddenly come out with some heathenous to the orthodoxy book which really reveals reality, or I don't know, like law of attraction or something, you know what I mean, or something like this. They're not going to come out with anything like that. They don't do automatic writing, you know what I mean. They don't channel the universe. They seem to channel these dark entities, the demons, which I haven't fully figured out, but I do think some are from other universes, some are from other dimensions, and some are from your own energies, I'll say. And that's got to do with like emotional and... Alright, let's not get into that. This is not a video about demons. So if you're an organic portal, a sign of you being an organic portal, besides all of this little list I've already listed, is if you suddenly find yourself staring at someone. Do you suddenly find yourself talking negatively about someone in a group of people? Because then you might be doing gang stalking without knowing you're doing gang stalking. Do you delve into your unconscious? Do you try to make your unconscious conscious? If no, you are the unconscious, and you're most definitely an organic portal who are unconscious humans, who only ever make it from the 2D full unconsciousness to the third dimensional, like a little bit of consciousness, seed point of sovereignty, ego. That's the most they get to. They don't get to the fourth dimensional feeling body, and they don't get to the fifth dimensional light body, which is individuated and telepathic at the same time. Not going into it today. But then, yeah, you might be an organic portal. So, another sign. How else to tell? Furthermore, do you rely on your friends? Do you have an ultra close family unit? Are you just like best friends with your mummy and daddy? Well, that's the neurotic nuclear family model life, and that's definitely organic portal life. I don't care how much it's going to offend you, viewer. Whether you're naive, souled human now going to give the dislike because you like your mum and dad and you think I'm just being bad man talking against your family now. You're going to get all offended, press the dislike like a baby human organic portal would. Hey? Oh, I didums. Well, then you're most likely an organic portal. Because from what I've seen, and this is not just going off my own life, or, oh, Ben has mother problems or something, no. I do think my mum is an organic portal. She may be 1/4 consciousness, but I don't think so. I think she's just fully matrix thinking. All she has ever said to me, the only words I've ever heard from my own mother, yeah, and this is why I realise this, because I realise I'm a spirit not from this organic portal realm or this organic realm. I'm not the body. I'm more than my body, I realise. But she has never, my mum, has never said anything other than a hive-minded response. What do I mean? Like a societal response. Get a job is like a great example of a societal response. When I ask for donations on this channel, everyone you ever see under the comments in the videos who says, get a job, oh, it's time for you to get a job then. Anything along those lines, 100% organic portal. For sure. They can't think for themselves, you see. There is only the default thinking. Oh, what does one do when they have no money? They must get a job. There is no way other than that. Unfortunately, you're wrong, and you're a dipshit who's been dipped in shit of this societal, cultural programming crap. Because there are many new platforms now, and so when I ask for donations, there's many ways out of your little trap. Unlucky, you're wrong, incorrect, Wrong and right has a context in the third dimension. Anyway, or is a context. Okay, to continue. Not sure what I was saying, had to save the last bit of video, so I've had a 5-minute break. But I want to start back off on thinking. They just literally don't think, oh, that's what I was saying, wasn't I? I was talking about the default view. Yeah, they don't think for themselves. It's just always the default, what society says you should do. That's how they think. No, it's unthink, they don't think, but you know what I mean. That's their thinking, no thinking. So, when your friend gives you that, awkward reply, where you're like expecting your friend to be a real friend, real friend, and they give you some sort of weird ass reply where nothing is given, they didn't give you anything in the reply, so they didn't think or they didn't care, you know what I mean? And they've just given you some wretched regurgitation of societal rigmarole, and you're just like, what the fug? With a FUG, no profanity filter hit, thanks. But you're just like, what the fuck? And they're like thinking, what? Because that's what I mean. Like they don't have the ability to introspect their own thinking, their own answers. They won't question their own answers to you or anything. They basically don't question questions even. Okay, so and that goes with simplicity. They're very much about the body, comfort. Now let's switch gears for a second, because I'm talking on a certain level here. But let's switch gears and now go into the enlightened group of the eschaton and say the new agey sort of people who are fairly enlightened, and then you've got your uber positive thinker lady. She seems like she's, a real hippie, but then you start to see some commonalities and that there's no real essence, and then you think, is she basically just conforming to a grid, a sixth dimensional grid of experience? Or is she really alternative? You know what I mean? Is she really what she is trying to appear to be? So I'm just trying to switch the gears up a little here. And, the thing is, you'll see the same common theme, that this lady will give you the same thing that the street dude I was discussing before would give you as well. They'll give you some asinine reply, or they'll give you some uber simplistic common reply where there's no real novel or new insertion of idea, because anyone can go look up anything on the internet. So if you're going to give someone an answer, you got to really do your best to give them something new, right? That's what people are looking for in an answer. But then there's these people, and they're these organic portals, and they'll give you this same stuff no matter what creed or culture or race that they're from. That's what I was trying to get to the bottom of there. It doesn't matter if it's a different creed, a different culture, or even a different race. But they'll commonly reply, or they'll commonly answer, or they'll commonly think. Everything they do is common. It's, what we call normality and societal norms. That's how they are. Okay, so signs you are an organic portal. Do you even try to stand out? And I'm not talking about necessarily what you wear. You've got some crazy piercings, you've got some tattoos and blah blah blah, and you've got your tie-dyed shirt on or whatever. That's all great stuff. Differentiation is like the spice of life or whatever, But an organic portal is not necessarily someone who's just wearing bland clothing or something. This is what another little trick I need to, I think, discuss, because you might immediately think, oh, okay, they're the normal people, okay, so they're the people that look like this, or they look like that. No, not necessarily, okay? They don't look specifically like anything on the outside for certain. Yes, there can be many commonalities between them. How like Taris, which are like proper clones, the Tari organic portals, you know, they are all looking the same, and you'll see people on YouTube have videos where they go through products and like a hair product or something, and all the girls on the front are different women, but they actually all look the same, weirdly enough. They're Taris, okay? That's different to just a plain organic portal. Taris don't have demons come through them, and neither do Hylics. Hylics are like retarded Taris. So there is differentiation there as well. But back to what I was trying to say was that they don't look the same. There's no... You can't say, okay, all organic portals look this certain way. That's not the way to go about this, okay? Okay, so just wanted to add that in there. Signs you are an organic portal. Should I get into the real, like, lower stuff? I may as well just quickly end the video on this. If you think voting is going to change anything, see, the souled human sees things and then, you know, doesn't just keep walking along unconsciously with them, the current. You know, the souled human will go, hey, hold on, I don't know about following you all off the cliff here. If there's a cliff coming, I don't know if I want to, you know, jump off the cliff with you all. But the organic portals, they don't have that faculty. They will follow the crowd. They are the sheep people, or sheeple. You know how sheep, they all follow each other when you're you know, the cowboy and you're herding your sheep or your cattle. They follow each other. That's what the organic portal is like. They'll follow everyone off the cliff. And currently, you know, half of the world's population is walking themselves into self-destruction. Why do you think that is? It's because they're not capable of doing anything else, obviously. Well, prove me wrong, because I've got plenty of proof to prove me right. You know, for instance, you go over to Africa and they're all like in severe hell. All you have to do is watch Vice, the channel Vice on YouTube, and you can see this. You don't even need to go delve deep into it or go there. I mean, it's very obvious that the state of Africa is, you know, not so great, yeah? It's not so good. In fact, some might say it's terrible over there. No offense to African people who might be listening, but yeah, a lot of people, we look into Africa and we go, wow, that is some crazy stuff, you know, like in West Point, Liberia, cannibals, you know, cannibalism. You know what I mean? And you go there in these videos, and you see, you know, it's evident. You don't need to put a complex pattern or equation to it. It's all very simple, like very easy to see, you know, it's obvious. So one thing you could see there is what I was talking about, how, you know, most people, or half the world's population, something like this, a massive amount of people are walking themselves into self-destruction just by following everyone else, doing what everyone else is doing. Alright, I'm a poor African in Liberia, I'm going to go work in the junkyard because like 20 of my friends work there. This is organic portal behavior. The spirited yogi, for instance, and yoga is, you know, union with the divine, not just asanas, but the spirited yogi, you might say, or the souled human, or whatever, you know, we would go, alright, jobs look taken there, you know what I'm going to do? Since everybody's starving, I'm going to see the solution within the problem, not create more problem because there's a lot of problems. and start eating people. I'm going to see the solution and go, people are hungry. What do we eat again? Supermarket food. Oh no, wait, it's not from the supermarket, it came from plants. I'm going to plant some plants called food plants. What an epiphany! You need a whole hell of a lot of education to have that simple thought, don't you? Jesus Christ. So, you know, maybe that's something you guys in Africa should think about. You know, that food comes from plants. I mean, you know this. You've got the, what's it called, baobab tree or whatever. Why don't you go ahead and plant 100 of those big-ass baobab trees in every town? Probably 100 of those trees is going to feed the whole town. They're so huge. You know, that massive baobab tree, they grow to like thousands of years old. That's some serious intergenerational equity right there. You think you're going to leave something for your kids by stopping the war? Here's a real epiphany for you. Here's how you're going to stand the test of time and be remembered, by planting baobab trees in every town. Why don't you switch up your thinking a bit, you know? So I just wanted to say that, you know, organic portals, they follow the crowd. They don't think for themselves, and they can't seem to think outside the box. I mean, what I've just told you isn't even that hard to think. This is like a simple example, which I can't believe we're not already doing, which is what my whole life is going to be about, going into places, teaching people, oh, guess what? I don't know, maybe you didn't realize plants grow themselves, and that you can plant plants so that they can grow everywhere. Yep. Okay. Takes some real genius sometimes, doesn't it? And there's another point. They're unconscious. They can't even see, the organic portal can't even see what is in front of them. It's like how all the Chinese people are just following each other into a massive dystopia. I don't know, check the numbers. I've been following it. I know the numbers, relatively. That they're increasing to the bad side, or more people are being locked up in these concentration camps and stuff. So it's not just, you know, FEMA is coming to America. It's already happening in some other parts of the world crazily. Go check it out. I forgot what region that is, in like North China or something. Anyway, my point is that, you know, and those two cultures, they have a lot of organic portalism, African culture and, not the culture, but the African continent and people, and the Chinese people or culture, because they have so many people. And if you understand the theme of NPC, non-player character, and how now we've made the discovery, or we think that, and it looks pretty obvious, that, you know, the Matrix, the hive mind, seems to be pumping out more NPCs right now at the end of history, like a last-ditch effort to maintain its control via confusion and control itself and so on. But, you know, and because the darkness, you know, holds all the thoughts that exist away from the stream, so it's always those confused thoughts, they're dark thoughts. And look, back to what I was saying, those societies are more filled with organic portals because they have more people. And that's what we're finding out now. And that's why there's a lot of people talking against, you know, having kids and stuff. Not rightfully so, but they've got a good point, you know what I mean? Because the Matrix right now is just trying to pump out more NPCs, non-player characters, to sort of overthrow, and it's like a last-ditch effort, you know, to take out the souls, or to stop the soul forward progression. Why? Because the surface virus knows that that's its disintegration. When we travel through it to the higher dimensions, it disintegrates. So it knows its demise is coming, you know. So it's trying to pump out more non-player characters to confuse the landscape and make it more difficult and so on. So there's some signs that you are an organic portal. I am Benjamin Cowlenberg from consciousazine.net. Don't forget, I said you need to watch this video as part of this video that we've just shot, because it's kind of a continuation from this video. from that stuff, it'll help you, you know what I mean? Like, they go together, these things.